This is the most realistic black hole in movie history. But what you probably don't know is that making this image wasn't just special effects. It was an actual scientific project. For the first time ever, we're breaking down how a Nobel Prize-winning scientist's secret equations helped a movie predict the real face of a black hole, years before we ever saw one. When Interstellar came out in 2014, it blew everyone's minds with its insane space visuals. But the real star of the show was this thing, a giant black hole named Gargantua. And this wasn't just another monster made on a computer. It was a prediction. It was so scientifically accurate that real-life astronomy proved it right. So how did a Hollywood movie create the most perfect black hole we had ever seen? The secret was an insane team-up between the director, Christopher Nolan, and one of the smartest physicists alive, the Nobel Prize winner, Kip Thorne. Thorne wasn't just a consultant. He basically set the rules for the movie's universe. And his biggest rule was, nothing can violate the known laws of physics. This one rule led to a movie that didn't just entertain us. It literally showed us something new about the universe and made scientific history in the process. We all remember the first time we see Gargantua. It's terrifying, but it's also beautiful. It's a perfect black sphere surrounded by this insane, glowing halo of light. This is not the flat space drainpipe you see in other sci-fi movies. It's a sphere, with a massive glowing donut of superheated gas and dust whipping around it at almost the speed of light. But the most confusing part is that halo. How can you see light from above, below, and in front of the black hole all at the same time? Well, that image isn't an artist's idea of what's cool. It's the direct answer you get from solving Albert Einstein's equations. Christopher Nolan even admitted he was worried at first, saying, "Ultimately, you want something that looks cool. It doesn't really matter if it's scientifically accurate." But Kip Thorne promised him that the real science would be more mind-blowing than anything they could ever make up. And he was 100% right. So how did a movie that just wanted a cool image end up creating a scientific landmark? To understand Gargantua, you have to understand the guy who designed it, Kip Thorne. This dude is an absolute legend in physics, one of the world's leading experts on Einstein's theory of general relativity. So when he joined Interstellar, his job was to make sure the science was perfect. He gave the visual effects team all the crazy math that explains exactly how a black hole as huge and as fast as Gargantua would look and act. We're talking about a black hole 100 million times bigger than our sun, spinning at 99.8% of the maximum possible speed. And they didn't just pick these numbers to sound cool. The entire plot of the movie depended on them. Only a black hole spinning this fast could have a planet orbiting as close as Miller's planet, which created the insane time-warping effects the story needed. Thorne handed them the blueprint. But turning that math into a movie was a challenge that would push computers and the effects team to their absolute limit. The first crazy thing Thorne's math showed was something called gravitational lensing. Basically, Einstein's theory says that huge objects literally bend the fabric of space and time. Think of it like putting a bowling ball on a trampoline. A black hole isn't just a bowling ball. It's like a bowling ball with the weight of 1,000,000 suns. Its gravity is so powerful it creates a massive well in space-time. And this well is so deep it even bends light. So the light from the part of the gas disk that's behind the black hole doesn't just get blocked. Instead, its path gets bent up, over and around the black hole so you can see it from the front. The light from below gets bent underneath. That's how you get that incredible halo of light that wraps all the way around the black hole. When the special effects team at Double Negative finally rendered it, they were literally looking at the solution to Einstein's equations. Kip Thorne himself was shocked. He knew the theory, but seeing it brought to life so perfectly was something else. It was the first time anyone, including scientists, had ever really seen what a fast-spinning black hole would look like up close. That bright ring of light is called an accretion disk. It's a giant swirling vortex of gas and dust that's being pulled into the black hole. As it gets closer, it gets heated to billions of degrees and glows brighter than entire galaxies. But to actually make the movie watchable, they had to make one big change. In reality, the side of the disk spinning towards you would be insanely bright and shifted blue because of the Doppler effect. The side spinning away would be much dimmer and shifted red. It would look completely lopsided. While that's technically correct, the team, including Thorne, agreed that a more symmetrical image was better for the audience. It was one of the only times they chose a cool-looking image over being 100% accurate. But here is the absolute craziest part of this entire story. In 2019, 5 years after Interstellar came out, scientists at the Event Horizon Telescope took the first ever picture of a real black hole. When the image was released, the world went crazy. It was a ring of light around a circle of pure darkness. It looked almost exactly like what Interstellar had predicted. Christopher Nolan saw it on the news and immediately called Kip Thorne to say, "Well, I guess you were right. This might be the most terrifying piece of science in the whole movie, gravitational time dilation. You know the scene? For every 1 hour they spend on Miller's planet, 7 years pass for their friend Romilly on the ship." That's not science fiction. That's a real thing predicted by Einstein. Time itself is affected by gravity. The stronger the gravity, the slower time moves. Because Miller's planet is so ridiculously close to Gargantua's insane gravity, time there slows to a crawl compared to anywhere else. The consequences are heartbreaking. Cooper gets back to the ship to find Romilly, who has waited 23 years. He lost 23 years with his kids. It perfectly shows how the laws of the universe can be both amazing and absolutely horrifying. Making these visuals happen was a monumental challenge. The team at Double Negative, led by Paul Franklin and Oliver James, realized that normal special effects software just couldn't do it. Tracing light rays the old way created a horrible flickering effect because of the insane physics involved. So they had to build a brand new piece of software from scratch, just for this movie. And the process was unbelievably slow. A single IMAX frame of the black hole could take 100 hours to render. The entire project generated over 800 terabytes of data. That's an insane amount. But all that work paid off. Not only did they win an Oscar, but their work was so groundbreaking that the visual effects team co-authored 2 scientific papers with Kip Thorne. A Hollywood movie didn't just use science. It actually contributed to scientific visualization techniques, giving scientists new ways to see the weird things black holes do to light. So Gargantua wasn't just a cool movie monster. It was a scientific prediction. Christopher Nolan and Kip Thorne wanted to make a movie that would get people excited about space, and they did it. By actually trusting the real laws of physics, they created a picture of a black hole that was more spectacular and more accurate than anything that had come before it. They showed us the terrifying reality of time dilation and the weird beauty of bent light. The team-up between a Nobel Prize winner and a group of amazing artists didn't just make a movie. It helped advance visual technology and gave the entire world a sneak peek of one of the universe's biggest mysteries. Years before we saw it for real, Interstellar proved that sometimes the most incredible story you can tell is the one that's already true. It's this insane mix of science and storytelling that makes Interstellar a masterpiece. What is the craziest science fact you've ever heard in a movie? I will read every single comment. And if you enjoy seeing the insane science behind your favorite movies, slam that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next video.